Alright, how's it going, everyone? I know I've been gone for a while, or I mean, it hasn't even been a week, but I just haven't made anything for the past like week or two. It's been pretty slow, but I'm back at it. Kind of tried streaming for a bit. I do like streaming, but for making videos, I try to like incorporate streaming into making the videos. But it wasn't really my style, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do still like streaming, but may not be incorporated into the videos much unless I'm like talking with mates. That was fun. I did like that. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about Hiyori, because the most recent chapter of One Piece kind of opened my eyes to something. And not even that, I've been kind of talking about it on the side in different videos for a while now, but I just had this idea of like the importance Hiyori must have in this arc. Like, with all the stuff that's going on with Momonosuke, I don't feel like he's going to become Shogun at this point. I have this kind of view that maybe what will end up happening is that Hiyori will become Shogun, like, or ruler of Wano. I don't know if Shogun is like a male Pacific term, or if it's like, if there's like a female version of that, it's like I don't know. But what I do believe here is that because of the importance of Momonosuke to some regard in terms of Zunisha, and now having a lot more stake in actually being quote-unquote Joy Boy, right? I feel like not only is Hiyori, hopefully, I'm praying to God here, gonna get her badass moment, like, you know what I mean, and rip out of that New World princess shell that most females and since the time skip have been in, at least princesses anyway, and actually kill Orochi. If Koshiro's the one to kill Orochi and Hiyori has nothing to do with it, I will be very disappointed. Alright, that's one thing I really want to see. Something I'm very, very passionate about is Hiyori taking the head of Orochi. Right, and even in the most recent chapter, I was getting hyped because I thought I saw her just put her mask back on and tear his head off. I thought he was headless. Again, I was like, it's his last head, so he's definitely dead. But no, she was just playing the song. And alright, I really like Hiyori, mainly because, you know, daughter of Odin, brother of Momo, you know, has a lot of potential to be a badass, you know what I mean? Obviously now, since recently, it's just been kind of the usual princess shit that One Piece usually has, and nothing kind of badass. We've got hints of it when she's like, I am the daughter of a samurai, when she's Komurasaki. But as Hiyori, I mean, Komurasaki's pretty badass, her like persona, but as Hiyori, she hasn't shown off the kind of vibe that I kind of expected from Odin's daughter, you know what I mean? Now, there is a lot to be said in that regard, because all the princesses have been like this, waiting for Luffy to save the day, or like, they don't do anything to help their kingdom, and I mean, obviously they do, but like, not to the degree that Vivi did. Vivi is a fantastic character. I loved Alabasta for this very reason, and it's why I think Alabasta is better than Dressrosa, because Dressrosa's princesses are fucking useless, okay? Whereas Vivi is constantly, until the very end, working her ass off to save her kingdom. You know what I mean? And she may fail a lot, and Luffy has to pick up the pieces, but she's still working her ass off for an entire saga. She is pushing forward. She is pushing the Straw Hats forward. She is pushing herself forward to a degree that really elevates not only her character, but Luffy's leadership. If it wasn't for Vivi, Luffy would not be the leader he is today. That scene where they have a punch out, and even when Vivi is questioning his leadership and teaching him in different ways, is fantastic. Because we may not see him like be like, oh, this taught me a lot, but we see through what happens in future arcs that Vivi has a major impact on Luffy's way of leadership and taught him how to be a good leader. Alabasta and Enies Lobby were his two learning arcs. He fully became a leader in Enies Lobby, and we see it now in Wano. We see the absolute fantastic way they elevate this trope. In a way, is where they have it reversed now. So Luffy is teaching Momo how to be a leader, and you could say he's been doing that throughout the entire New World, but I think he more so taught Shira Hoshi to be like just how to be a normal person and how to get out of her shell. And then he taught Rebecca kind of how to have some self-respect and kind of protect people, but he didn't teach them how to lead. I think he's teaching Momo how to lead, which is great, and it's a good reverse of the trope, showing how Luffy has grown. But my point being, Vivi is such an amazing character for how badass and how much she pushed her country forward and kept fighting for her country no matter what. Even when she knew she was outmatched, even against Crocodile when she would attack him when they were all in the cell, like, or even when they were at top and she was trying to save her father, and then obviously she was thrown off the roof. Even when she was screaming when the bomb was there, like, she's always actively trying to do something. She's never sitting back and just not doing anything. But every princess in the New World has been like that, and I didn't want Hiyori to end up like that, because obviously we had the stuff in Act 2, which you could say, oh, but she was protecting a child, and obviously she prioritized that, their lives, and she saw someone who could potentially protect both of them and was like, this is better than me endangering her, I might as well ask them for help, which is a logical decision. And we see her more badass side when she's facing up against Orochi in the earlier scenes. So that's okay, that makes sense, it's reasonable, right? So this arc, or this Onigashima part of the arc, is the point where I believe she has to come into her own, right? Because we see Momo is more likely to be Joy Boy now, or at least have a lot of onus to join the crew, because he seems important to Luffy's journey in some way. So I think it's less likely for him to be Shogun, so it makes sense for her to be Shogun. But for her to be Shogun, she has to show something that shows she's worthy besides, I am the daughter of Odin and brother of Momonosuke. You know what I mean? And I feel like that, to me, is killing Orochi. Whether it's sly or whether it's a badass fight where she just cuts him down in one hit or like stabs him through the heart, she needs to be the one to do it. Koshiro can't do it. She made this very clear to Koshiro that no, I'm the one who has to do it. It's very clear that she wants to kill Orochi, and we have to see that, and it has to be given the right gravitas. Okay? I know everyone's like, the scabbards aren't gonna die, that's gonna ruin the fucking arc. And to me, no, it's not. There's a lot I'd love to see with the scabbards. I'd love to see, specifically Kinemon die. Kinemon and Ashura Doji, I feel like, are the perfect two to die. Everyone else can live if they want. But, in my opinion, I would be happier if we just get to see Hiyori kill Orochi, or have some badass moment in the arc that proves that she's not the same as the previous princesses in the New World. You know what I mean? And I feel like we're going to see that. I'm hoping we get to see that. Honestly, I was kind of happy with the off-screen, because because it's like, man, she's so badass, she just off-screened them, man. Like, that would have been cool. You either give it no gravitas and just show that it happened, or you give it all the gravitas in the world. You can't hit in the middle with this moment. This moment has to be big, or just shown after it happens to kind of give that mysterious element to it, which might elevate her character more. And obviously, you know, I don't like getting into ships, but if you are one of those people who are like Zoro, but she's gonna end up with Zoro, I mean, he's gonna need a badass samurai woman. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna die alone, because he's like just gonna wander around. But if we are gonna hitch him up with someone, badass samurai woman, so she needs to show that more so now. And I feel like she probably has the, what's it called, Odin's second sword, Habakiri. I don't know the first name of it, apologies. Well, Odin's second sword, she probably has that. I know it's Momonosuke's sword, but she is gonna have to use it at some point. We want to see that. I want to see her be a badass, okay? That's the whole premise of this video. I want to see Hiyori be a badass, okay? And there's a lot to be said. Like, she's not going to have much stuff happen outside of this arc. You know, Vivi had the reverie. Vivi was constantly flashed back to. But Hiyori's not going to be. Hiyori's big arc, big moment is this. You know what I mean? This is her entire life has been up to killing Orochi, getting rid of Orochi, avenging her father in that regard. So I feel like if that moment isn't given the right gravitas, it will just turn her into a disappointing princess character for the New World. And we haven't had a single good princess character in the New World. You could argue Shira Hoshi, because Shira Hoshi was never meant to be a badass or a cool woman. The whole arc was realizing her mother's death and kind of coping with it, and also learning how to live in the outside world. But in terms of a Vivi character, we haven't got a character like that in the New World. A female character that can stand on her own 2 feet. as the princesses, obviously. We got some really good female characters in the New World. We got Big Mom. Big Mom has been just pure chaos, and that's been amazing. And the fact she's going to be in the next arc, that's cool. I'm actually really happy about that, which I'll talk about in an entirely separate video. But Big Mom is just pure chaos, and I love it. Honestly, the more I read One Piece, the more Big Mom is like probably one of my favorite emperors. Like, I feel like JD Legend has built up Blackbeard for me so much. I don't know how I feel about Blackbeard, because the story to me hasn't built them up. It's been the fan base and stuff like that. So I can't really put Blackbeard on the top of my list. And Shanks, I love Shanks, but he's like, he doesn't. He hasn't really grown to me through the series. You know, I've always loved Shanks. Kaido, it's really Kaido and Big Mom for that top spot. Kaido's got like just my general instincts are like dragon, badass buff dragon. That's like my favorite character type. You know what I mean? And Yamato, you know. But like, if we were to really think about it, I'd say Big Mom might be my favorite emperor. That's my hot take here, boys. But no, like there has been some good female characters in Big Mom and stuff like that, and even. People could argue Rebecca, but I feel like, I don't know, I think her design kind of ruined all character she gets, you know? That design kind of ruined all the character, and Nami has definitely had a lot more focus, especially in Whole Cake. Nami is kind of, she doesn't have a new character, but she definitely has shown a more independent side, which has been great for her character in like Whole Cake, and even her more navigational skills. They show the prowess of it in such a good way. You know what I mean? I like that. When I said there were good female characters in the New World, I could only think of Big Mom. That's very sad. And then Nami, how they've treated Nami very well. I can't remember. Because it's only been a lot of princesses. I mean, some people would say Boa, but Boa hasn't had a lot to do, to be perfectly honest. And I'm not a fan of Boa myself. I wouldn't say she's a bad character. No, she's a good character, but I don't like her. Like, she's well written, but I just don't like her. I don't like that whole I fall in love with the main character vibe, and the kind of how much of an absolute bitch she is to other people, but like, it's a well written character, but she hasn't done much in the New World. I'm trying to think now, but my point being, Hiyori, her character has a lot of stakes now. You know what I mean? This could change. This could be one of the only fantastic New World female characters, and I feel like it can be done. I feel like it's not too late to be done, because you can rationalize all her decisions up until this point, and to have such a big moment to finish her character arc. I think it wouldn't make her one of the top characters, but it would definitely make her a good character. She wouldn't be on the level of Vivi, but I really think this can be done, and I'm really excited to see how Oda goes with it. And he even pointed back to the Orochi room. So I'm hoping we see it soon enough, alright? Imagine like she has another sword, even if it's a regular sword, and she pulls out the Odin 2 sword style. Like, I know the Scabbards did it and stuff like that, but it would be cool to see one of his kids do it, wouldn't it? Or even her like having meeting up with Momo again for the first time. Like, that's gonna be cool. What if her and Momo had a clash? Oh, not even like a serious one. Just like, you know, the way siblings like fight with each other or joke around. Like, imagine if it's like their first interaction is just a clash. They both have swords for whatever reason. I don't know how Momo would get a sword. Maybe Enma falls in his hand or something when Zoro falls off the cliff. Oh, it'd just be so cool. There's so much I want to see Hiyori do. I want to see. I just want to see a princess character that isn't completely useless. Okay, that's the whole premise of this video. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get angry at me for this, because I'm sure a lot of people are. I didn't even mention Viola. Oh man, I mentioned Rebecca because I hate Rebecca. I hate her design. I think it's terrible. But I can get out about that some other day. But Viola has no importance to me, to be honest at all. And then, so, Pudding technically a princess, right? I feel like Pudding, I do like Pudding. I do like Pudding, but she's not the princess character. Like, she doesn't bring forward change to her country. She doesn't try to do anything. She's still sitting on the sidelines. And that's my biggest problem with these female characters. Even if they're good in terms of their character, their motivation is to save my country. And you could say, you know, Shira Hoshi did that by learning to control her powers, which I am going to say. But I feel like we haven't got an amazing female character since Vivi in terms of the princess archetype. And I feel like Hiyori could be the next one. But with that being said, I rambled on about loads of different things in this video, and it's probably longer than it should have been, but I enjoyed it. I love having these discussions. It's good to get back to the older style of things and not try and make the streams into videos, because that took a lot of effort on the spot and not messing up, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I had fun, and I hope you guys did as well, because I'll see you all next time. Yeah, goodbye, and make sure you have a cup of tea, because it's early in the morning for me, so I didn't get one yet. So cheers anyway. Yeah, cool.